Hi guys, this is Asif Sheikh. Welcome back to another video on Upgrade with Asif. Well, as promised, today we're going to be speaking on a very important topic, that is what we are not taught in school. Before I jump to the pointers of this video, let me just tell you, I've made this video completely on the basis of my practical experience of recruitments in more than 20 different industries. Now, I don't mean companies here, I mean industries. So industries like construction, oil and gas, retail, hospitality, healthcare, aviation, etc. So there are more than 20 plus industries that I've provided recruitment services for, and obviously this has come to my notice that the skill sets that are required by industries currently, our education system is lacking behind. It is definitely not up to the mark as per the current industry standards. And let me just add another point here. As per a survey done by Dell, 80% of the jobs that will exist in 2030 have not yet been discovered. I'll repeat, 80% jobs that will exist in 2030 have not yet been discovered. So you can imagine the kind of rigorous changes that we will have in this coming decade. And the education system is really lacking behind. I have some 5 points here, which I think definitely this would have helped us in the long run in our daily lives as well. So let me just quickly start with the first point, which is nutrition. So nutrition plays a very vital role. We focus on nutrition at a very later phase, wherein we have our careers, we are settled, we have our businesses, and that's when, God forbid if something comes back and health gives us an alarm, that's when we start focusing on working out and nutrition. The focus towards nutrition needs to be derived at a younger age. When we were going to school, we were trained on being well groomed, having a good haircut. Yes, I had some hair back then. So we were very well groomed on the clothes we wear, ironed in shoes and hair and a decent haircut. Similarly, if the nutrition part is also incorporated, I'm sure it's going to go a long way in developing better lifestyles, also leading to increase of the average lifespan of every Indian. If nutrition is something that students also get educated on. We just need one person who is advising on nutrition and diet, and it's going to benefit so many children who are getting educated in that particular institute. Coming to the next point is money management. Money management is something which is completely missing from the education system. Money management can be in terms of personal finances, can be in terms of financial planning, can be in the form of taxes as well. I mean, who spoke about taxes when we were in school? Financial planning is required for somebody who probably is an employee as well as somebody who's an employer. If this can be introduced in our education system a little earlier, it's going to go a long way and help people plan their finances in a better way. So money management is also, I think, a very important task, a very important topic which is missing from our education system. The third point that I've mentioned here is people management. Now, what I mean by people management is it can be anything related to teamwork, leadership skills, conflict management, taking feedback, accepting feedback in a positive way, and sharing feedback. Okay, even small children like in the first standard or second standard can be given exercises of teamwork, can be given exercises of conflict management, and then the severity of probably the information can just keep going higher as the student keeps getting promoted in his schooling or his education journey. So people management is something which is really completely missing out of the education system, because once we get out in the real world, it definitely takes any individual at least 3 years to 5 years to understand. For an employee, when he joins a new organization, how to incorporate himself to the new environment, to the new culture, to the new people around him. All these things are very important, and these are the things that can be introduced at a very early age. When students have spent all their money on education, when they come out in the real world, for them it's like starting from scratch all over again. So there has to be some practicality from the real world, some learnings from the real world, which have to be incorporated into the education system, which, like I said, will definitely go a long way for all the students. Negotiations. Like I said, it depends on the severity of the information you're providing to the students, but negotiations can be anything related to selling yourselves. How good are you in presenting things? It can help you. It can go a long way when you're doing a business. It can go a long way when you are going for an interview. Right now in school, if somebody is good with academics, the teachers also give, probably the student gets all the importance in life. And somebody who's bad with academics, these students face a lot of challenge, because for them, it comes across as they are not only bad students, but they are also bad people. A major part which I think is completely missing from the education system is the evaluation system, is the self-assessment, the self-discovery process. Everybody, like I said, is not good with education. Somebody is going to come first in class, somebody is not going to perform well and probably will be an average student. But you never know whether if that person is amazing with his public speaking skills. Probably that person is amazing in his debating skills. He can speak in front of the entire class. So these pointers need to be highlighted. So self-evaluations and self-discovery and the assessments are completely missing from the education system, wherein even if the child has not done well with academics, but there should be other parameters that the child can be judged on, and it has to be presented to the parents in a very positive manner. This will not only help the parents, but this will also help the student in the future to easily discover his career path or his business path, because he will have all his strengths in front of him, not only the education or the scorecard or the report card that he's got from school. There are a lot of parameters other than just how much you've scored in science and history and geography, and there are a lot of other parameters also that I think students can be gauged on, which can definitely boost their morale and confidence as well. Coming to the next point is facing failure. Okay, so when a student is not successful, I think the immediate next action to be taken is a parents-teachers meeting where the parents are informed about the student not performing well. This definitely is not going to support the student in getting more mentally strong, because not all parents are good counselors. I'm sure if any one of you today has a business or you have a career, you are working, you are an employee with any organization, these 5 things are the most important that would probably come as first priority to you. That is nutrition, money management, people management, negotiation skills, and self-assessments for you to understand your future better, so that you can choose your career and your business path. Now, there is the reason why the education system has not been successful. There are many reasons why the education system is not updated, but let me just point out one major reason. The teachers are underpaid. This is a profession where the young people of the country are getting trained, educated, calibrated, and these are the people who are going to set the future of our country, and teachers have a big responsibility in their hands. If teachers are not very well paid, it's really not going to give them that motivation or not going to give them that push. They are not going to invest more money or put in more finance in upgrading themselves or probably learning so that they can add more value to the students, because they know that they have to stand in a classroom, they have to do the same thing monotonously for the next 10 years, 15 years till they are with the particular organization. So there is no motivation for the teachers to go ahead and learn more, to educate the students in a better way, or probably even go ahead and give individual attention, is because they are underpaid. I think institutions are the ones to be blamed here, because they have a salary bracket. They have these crazy cappings that have in the market, because I also cater, we also recruit for the education firms, and I've seen what teachers are paid, especially the freshers, the teachers who are freshers who've just completed their B.Ed. Their payment is lower than what a government peon would probably earn, which is very embarrassing, because these are the people who are bringing value. These are the people who are nurturing the upcoming future. Training institutions, colleges, schools, and other campuses should now realize that their main assets are teachers. Until the time they do not bring in quality education, they will not be able to bring in a quality life or a quality future for their students as well. So very important point. I think teachers really need to get what they deserve. A lot of teachers spend their entire lives in educating people. They earn so much of respect. It is definitely a job that gives them a lot of blessings and a lot of respect. By the time they are retired, they have thousands and hundreds of well-wishers. But even after retirement, if the teacher is facing any kind of financial issue, it's very embarrassing, because there are so many students they've taught and they're doing well in lives, but today they are not financially stable because they've retired from their jobs. Is because this particular industry and this particular role, teachers and coaches, they definitely need to be paid higher, because they completely deserve that. Let me just shed some light on the importance of schooling as well. Okay, so for me, the schooling has really helped me in terms of improvising my communication, my language. Okay, my mother tongue is Hindi, and today, if I think I have, if I'm able to speak this language, is because of my school, which is the Bishop School, Pune, and they had some strict rules on campus not to speak in any other language. Second is daily routine. Schooling definitely teaches us how to utilize the entire day. How do you, I mean, schooling was busy, right? We used to get up in the morning, go to school, come back by afternoon, have our time with family, complete the homework, and also go out and play with friends and come back and have an exhausted day and have a good night's sleep. We actually made complete use of that day. Obviously, some lovely memories. I'm talking about building a community, the friends, the community that we build in school or college. These are evergreen friendships. You meet your classmates even after 10 years, you can still speak to them like how you've just met them yesterday. So these are some relations that we cherish for life. Basic etiquette. So I remember when I was in school, we always looked up to our teachers, so I'll just name a few. We had our headmaster, Mr. Michael Gasda, and my class teacher, Mr. Leblond. We always looked up to these two gentlemen because they were really well dressed. I remember the time when we used to line up for the assembly in the morning, where we used to have Mr. Leblond, who used to come and check us right from head to toe. He used to check our haircuts and whether if the clothes are ironed properly or not, or whether the shoes are polished or not, whether if we have a handkerchief that we are carrying in our pockets or not. So even today, if I step out, I cannot step out of the house without wearing polished shoes or without carrying a handkerchief in my pocket. And like the saying goes, when a person sees you, he looks at your shoes first and then he judges you as a person. So all these things have definitely helped. Again, to point out, these things are not a part of the syllabus, but schooling has definitely helped us in this way. So I hope I've been able to put across my points. This experience of mine is on a very practical basis, on the practical experience that I face day to day. I hope the schooling patterns changes soon, and our kids will be able to experience a new form of education which will help them to accomplish better jobs and better careers as per the futuristic trends and industries. So let's hope for the best. And if you think I've been able to justify whatever point I've been trying to put across, so I would request all of you to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also press the bell notification. Your subscriptions, your comments, and your likes motivate me to make more videos for you. Thank you so much, all of you. This is Asif Sheikh, your lifestyle coach, signing off. See you on the other side. Take care of yourselves.